guys, I just did a video about fixing your liver and about sulfur-rich foods and about your gallbladder. And maybe that's the reason why you don't feel good and you're bloated and gassy and all this kind of stuff. To find out if you've got, a lot of people have their gallbladder removed because they don't realize that their gallbladder is junked up. And then they find out too late and it gets inflamed and has to be removed. Ox bile salts is a big thing that I suggest. Yes, from an ox, from a bovine cow, and they take the ox bile salts and then you ingest them as a supplement. Find out what's going on with your organs. So I talked before about your liver now and your kidneys. Now kidneys have to kind of overwork when your liver is overworked. So you want to get the business, you want to get ripped and shredded. Well, you have to get healthy first. If you don't get healthy first, you won't highly keto adapt. Now remember, you can, and I mentioned all this in my last video, but I need to reiterate. You can produce ketones and you can produce glucose at the same time, and your body is going to use the glucose. So this is a quick video about breathalyzers, keto strips, the urine keto strips that you pee on, and about the glucometer. Now it's just a kind of never quick, but sort of quick video because I've got stuff to do because I'm back and everybody's like, Steph, what's going on? But the best one is the glucometer because it's indicative. Now they talk about I know I'm digressing, but they talk about the breathalyzer that if you have ketones in your breath, right, then you are getting it into the cell. No, not true. In fact, the breathalyzer is very inconsistent. A lot of my clients are using both, and they conflict with each other. You're using the breathalyzer, and it's telling you that you've got acetone, and you're using the breathalyzer, and it's telling you that you're in ketosis, but you're tired in the middle of the day. You are not highly keto adapted. And if you're tired, your body's producing glucose and insulin. And you're not getting the business. Yes, you're not getting the business. So this is the reason why I suggest that people use a glucometer. They're very, very consistent. They're the best way to test what's going into the cell because you're seeing what's in the blood. Ketones in the blood manufactured in the liver traveling through your bloodstream. That's why a glucometer is best. And the urine strips, that's what's coming out of you. That's not what's going into you, it's what's coming out. In fact, many people who are highly keto adapted don't even test positive for ketones on a urine strip because they're not coming out of the urine anymore. They're just going into the cells. So that's my suggestion, you guys. Use a glucometer. You have to use glucose as much as ketones because glucose is just important. You test your glucose before your first meal in the morning. Fast it on an empty stomach. You can actually test glucose all during the day, but that's the first important number. Ketones in the morning. With the millimolars for the glucose, you want anything below 4.4. And for the milligrams per deciliter, you want anything below 80 milligrams. Anything below, but if you're going to have like 50 milligrams per deciliter, then you want to have ketones over 0.5. Because if you have low ketones and you've got low glucose, you're just hypoglycemic and you're not in ketosis. And that's why you've got to use both. And a breathalyzer does not use both. It does not test your glucose, and neither does the urine strips. Use a glucometer. There's a new brand out called Freestyle that's a little bit more affordable. People most notably use Precision Extra. When you order it from Amazon, make sure that, and for the worldwide, because I just came back from Hong Kong, and you cannot get a Precision Extra because darn Amazon does not ship everywhere in the world. So you guys, look for Freestyle worldwide. It's sold from Canada. There's a drugstore online called Universal Drugstore. It's Canadian. That's where they sell it. Plus the ketone strips are called Freestyle as well. I believe they work in every machine. Do not quote me on that. They are the cheapest one. It's $21 or $21 or $28 for 10 strips. That's how it goes. In the States, they're like $3-4. So, you know, having like a little bit over $1 per strip is very inexpensive. You test once a week your ketones with your glucose. You can test fasted in the morning. You can test post-lunch, dinner, by an hour and a half afterwards to see if your glucose jumps around, what's going on. It is a great indication if you're having inflammation, stress. I think everybody should use a glucose monitor to test your blood sugar, because every time you're stressed, your body will produce what? Glucose. And what's happening if you have too much glucose? You're catabolizing, because you're going through gluconeogenesis. Okay, you guys, it's a quick video. Use a glucometer. Get one right now. There's also Novamax and some other weird brands in the UK. I think the UK also sells a dual glucometer. Make sure it says on the box, glucose and ketones. Ketones, ketones, ketones. Your ketones should be 0.5 to 6.7. No, you do not produce ketoacidosis unless you're a type 1 diabetic, because they do not have insulin, and insulin helps regulate how high your ketones can become acidy. People almost never reach a 6. They hover around 0.5 to 2.0, and if you're lucky, you'll hit a 3 or a 4. Alright guys, peace out. Make sure your glucose is down when your ketones are up or you're not highly keto adapted. Do not try to intermittent fast too soon, and no free feeds on the carbs. Alright? That creates food addictions and ages, advanced medication, end product, and it just messes you up and makes you insulin resistant. Peace out, guys. If you want to learn more, go to StephaniePerson.com, Stephanie Business on Facebook fan page, or Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram, and I got energy. And I got the freaking business, and at almost 50, and I'm loving it. Peace out, guys.